Welcome to linford.co.uk Get Going Guides. This episode we're going to be looking at making graphic text on your web page using Freeway software. And what we have is, we're going to center this page. If you're using HTML text with tables or CSS, you draw a box, you put it in, you click inside, and you're limited to the number of fonts that you can use, which is a bit poor from a design point of view. So what we can do is we can use text in a graphic format. In other packages like Dreamweaver or in hand coding, you have to go into a program like Photoshop, create the text in there, save it as a GIF or a JPEG, and then import the file as a picture file onto your web page and position it there. In Freeway we can do it all in the package, and we use this draw graphic element box on the page. So what we do is just draw a box for the text that we want, and we're just going to type in a piece of text here, and I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to choose a font. Now all my fonts become available for me to use, so I'm going to choose a font, use Rockwell Extra Bold, and I'm going to make the size 96 pixels, and I'm just going to make the box a little bit wider for me there, and I can highlight the text, and I can choose a colour for it to be. So you can go to other colour, where you can choose any colour you like, and I'm going to choose a nice orange for that, and I've got text here. Now when I click on the box, it gives me an item, so I'm going to call this Linford, and so that will be the title of this graphic that it makes. And if I click on the next tab, it tells me I can give it a background colour, and I can put borders around things and effects. We'll look at those at a later date. And here it tells me what kind of file format do I want it to be. So I can choose the file format here. So generally, because it's a flat colour, it would choose it to be a GIF file, which is restricted, and I can then choose the colours I want. So I'm going to choose the Web 216, which means it's going to be chosen from the nearest colour to what I've chosen, which is a standard colour built into the web browser, so it will perform faster. If I want lots of effects on it, then I could choose adaptive. You can go to my Get Going guides, and in the text sections there is some information on different file formats and colour spaces and what that means to your rendering on a browser. So one nice thing that Freeway does is I've given it a file name here, and what it does is it puts in alt text for you into your browser. Alt text is a meta tag, which means your picture is now searchable on the internet. It also means it conforms to disability guidelines, so that when for blind people, for example, using browsers, they can't see this picture, but the browser will read the alt text to them, so it will say the same thing as the text. So what we want to do now is to preview this in the browser to see what it looks like. So go into Firefox, and there it is. So we've got this centered in the middle of the browser window, and you can tell it's a picture straight away because I can move it off the page and I can copy it down. If it was an HTML text, I would highlight it, and it can be any font I like. Now it's very easy to edit this. If I've got this text and I'm going to select it all, and I don't like that font, I can just move up, and I'm going to choose another font from here. So I'm going to choose Optima Bold, which is a different font, has a different effect, and again I can change all the features of it if I want, and it keeps all the other information, and then when I preview it again, it will redraw that graphic for me and now show it to me in that text. If I wanted to do that in Dreamweaver or in HTML, I'd need to go back into Photoshop, change the font, and then re-import the picture for me. Also, if I wanted to add a bit more text, I can easily add it, and I can change the size of that. So I'll make that there. I'm going to put it to the right. I'm just going to align that there. Ooh, a bit too far. And I want a different colour for that. So go to other, so I can choose my own colour. I'll choose that. And I'm going to make the lead in 70%, which means the text moves up at that point. So I've now got a piece of text added to it, so I need to go into Photoshop, and I can now preview that in the browser as well. And there we have it, and it instantly changes for you. Same if I don't like the picture file format that I'm working in, so it's a GIF, I then want it to be a JPEG. It will then give me the JPEG options, and then when I preview it, it will then show it to me as a JPEG file rather than a GIF file. So I can instantly change my mind all the time, whenever I like, and make additions, add more things to text, and I can use any font I like for it. Disadvantage is that it isn't highlightable, and if you're using a lot of text, you don't want to keep in a picture format, because search engines can't read your picture files, but it can read your HTML and CSS text. So visit me on www.chrislinford.co.uk, or you can find me on iTunes and on YouTube.